About half as much of my desk taken up with dirty crap now. Okay, let's go.
We are live, but we're still got a black screen.
We're live. Okay. Hi, guys. I see you, Betty says. Good. We were just trying to figure out how come you were all recording black screens, but it came back. I was just straightening up my desk a little while we were waiting. It's not too bad what you could see, but what you couldn't see was pretty awful. It's pretty awful behind me too, but I'll work on that a different day. Okay, we are going to be making such a fun project today. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Wait till you see these. Come in closer here, honey. Whoa, hello, that was quite a ride. It was like a roller coaster ride. We are making steampunk cards today. Now, I realize that steampunk is a matter of taste. Some love it, others don't. I personally totally love it. Got the man riding the fish. And we're going to make these today. The man in the old diving suit. Absolutely adore the colors in these. They're so bright and so vibrant, so cheery. This is just the kind of card that would cheer you up no matter what. The card kit. I'm missing cards.
You threw them on the floor.
Did I? Are they on the floor? Okay. With this kit, they encourage you to make envelopes as well, or to decorate envelopes. There we go. And here's my other cards I had thrown on the floor. This is probably my favorite. I love the seahorse. Glenn, I love you. You're so funny. Glenn said, I took Debbie's advice, starve a cold, buy some dice. I love this one too, with the lady with the octopus legs. This is just so cool. I love this one too. It says, on the inside, it says, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man could invent. Oh, I love that. Oh, and that's our 6 cards that they say your kit will create. I still had a couple of there's still lots of beautiful artwork left, but I had too much beautiful artwork left, and I had to make a couple extras. Can you back up just a little? This one doesn't fit. There we go. So I made a kind of modified DL card. I cut it down, kind of made a 3 1/4 by 7 inch card with a mermaid on the cover. And here's another mermaid card. This one, I used a special technique on the same the same technique that I used in some of my Let It Snow, and I'll tell you about that. I made this topper about 2.5 inches shorter so that it would fit on a 5x7 card, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, let's go to the top, greet everybody, and get started on this, because I can't wait. This is really fun. So I see Glenn and Mary and Sharma. Hello, guys. I see Roberta and Betty, Mary R. And Irene, I think I said already, didn't I? Thelma's out there. Hello, Thelma. And Mary T, good to see you. And I know we have a... Hi, Carol. Welcome. And I think... Oh, there's Laura Hernandez. Hello, Laura and Sharma. And sometimes I think I say names 3 times. You're not more welcome than everybody else. I'm just a little crazy. Okay. Oh, and Catherine's here. Hi, Catherine. So, hey, we are going to have such fun today. Let's take a look at what's in this kit. Now, we're working at a G45 Card Kit today. You'll have everything you need for what we're doing, except, and let me show you a couple things I'm bringing in. You don't absolutely have to have an ink pad, but this natural linen works really well for coloring your gears. So I have the G45 natural linen. You could use your gears just in chipboard color. There's a million other things you could do with these too. You could foil them. You could paint them. You could use your gilding polishes on them or your gilding waxes on them. You can do anything you want. You can change the colors with inks. There's so much you can do. So, oh my gosh, Toma, glad you guys crack me up. So anyway, we're going to get a packet of gears in here. I happen to just be using their basic recommendation of changing the color with my natural linen ink pad, but you can do other things if you want to. All right. Let's see. We have the Voyage Beneath the Sea collection. This is the retired 8x8 pad, but it's still in these card kits. We have 5.5 by 5.5 cards and envelopes. I wish I could still buy these, but I can't. These were made by one of our distributors, but they're no longer available. We have a packet of sprockets and gears, and we're going to use those, which is just such a nice... Oh, good, Roberta. This is just such a nice touch on these steampunk cards. Now, we do have small metal gears in the store, and then we have those new Tim Holtz ones that came out if you prefer metal. But these chipboard ones work great for what we're doing today. We have a piece of decorative chipboard that's all die cut with images for our cards, and we have the G45 instruction sheet. So since I've done them already, I'm going to set that off to the side. And if I need it, we'll just measure things off my original cards, and let's jump in and get started. In addition to my Graphic 45 ink pad, of course, I'm going to want some foam tape or foam squares. I'm going to want some adhesive, either tape or glue, in my case, both. I want some scissors, maybe something to measure with your paper trimmer. So there we go. Let's get going. I want to start. I can start anywhere, really. Let's start with this one. This is a really fun one.
Betty says she sent you an email with pictures of all of her cards.
I saw it. Oh my gosh. No, she made 150 card set of one 12 by 12 card pad.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing,
Kit,
amazing.
right?
No, not out of the challenge kit.
Oh.
It's a different pad, but my goodness. Okay, let's get a card out of here. And we're going to just take off and...
That was her personal challenge, to use an entire paper pad.
Well, I love that you did it. And I love that you're donating so many of your cards. I think that is just superb when people share the wealth. And that's wonderful. And your cards are beautiful, too. I mean, these are not just little rinky-dink cards, guys. She made really beautiful cards out of that set. So good on you, Betty. It's fun to see. I'm going to have a little inky sheet handy to do my sprockets. Okay, let's see. What do I need for this one? I need the papers I'm going to use will be, find my image first. These are so much fun, guys. They're just so much fun. Okay. Yes, I'm going to need one of these. This is called Ocean Quest, and I'm going to use this side. I'm going to need one of these. This is called Mermaid Melody, and there's my image down in the corner that I'm going to use for this. I'm going to need that yellow. Let's see. Which one is the yellow? It's this one. I love this one. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that paper. Oh, the corals. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We're going to be using Steampunk Splash. I'm actually going to be using the yellow side of that. And actually, I don't have any gears on this one, which is amazing. I think it's the only one I don't have gears on. So I'll set my inking pad aside. Let's get my trimmer within using range here. I love these little G45 bags they put your kits in because they have a zipper closure on them, so you can reuse those for your other projects, and that's pretty nice. Okay, my card is 5.5 by 5.5. So my first layer on my card is going to be 5.25 by 5.25 because I want to leave a little bit of room around and just let that Kraft show. It goes really well. The Kraft background goes really well with these yellows and oranges. So, oh, I need my phone to correct the color on that other screen. Let me do that. I have one camera here that comes up yellow until I hit it with my cell phone, and then it corrects the color. There we go. Yeah, let's come in a little closer then with the working camera, if you would. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put down our yellow background.
Like that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And we'll just center that on our card. So we have a little border all the way around. Catherine's talking about the protests in France. Mary R.F. the farmers who disgruntledly leave a tractor full of manure blocking the mayor's door. Oh, Stephanie, you went on a jazz cruise. Wow, that sounds fun. Oh, it's so nice to be living in a controlled, more controlled COVID world. It's not a controlled world, but a more controlled COVID world, so we can start hearing people doing fun things again. Isn't that nice? I'm going to cut this next strip of my orange paper. I'm going to cut it to 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. And that's going to give me a nice strip of orange to go through the middle of my yellow there. Could have been 2 inches, but I made it 2 1/2. Why? I don't know, because I do these things. Oh. All right, so we got our orange down. We're going to get our beautiful lady. I just love her. Look at her with her octopus legs. I love steampunk. It's just neat. Steampunk, in case you're not familiar with the term, refers to like the 1900s, the early 1900s, and all of their view of the future and what they think the future will look like. And so they have all this mechanization added to everything. And then there's a huge dose of fantasy that's added to steampunk too. Thus, ladies with octopus legs and men riding fish. There's a huge element of fantasy that goes into steampunk as well. But I really like it. I think it's fun. Okay, let's see. I have just a little tape left on. I gotta move my notes from my interviews yesterday. We do have a new person, a new Ashley coming. She starts Tuesday. Her name is Katrina. I think you guys will like her. So I'm going to use up the rest of a roll of tape I had sitting here. Let's see, I have some scissors already gummy, so I think I'll use my gummy scissors for my tape cutting. There wasn't much left on that roll. Catherine just asked Glenn if he's ever been a disgruntled farmer. Yes, steam-powered engines. Good point, Mary R. That is true, which is where the steam element of that comes from. So she'll be starting on Tuesday, working with Ashley for Ashley's last couple of days. Then Brittany is going to come in an extra day this coming week and work with her on Wednesday. No, on Thursday. On Thursday. And Brittany's going to be here all day on Friday. And we're going to get her very well oriented. She's a lot of fun. I think you guys will like her. I knew I was going to like her when I walked into the room and she started laughing and she said, "You have the most amazing fluffy hair." She said, "I just feel like I want to run across the room and pet it." I thought, oh, you probably are going to fit in just fine here. This will be her first job like this one. But one thing I think you will enjoy about Katrina is that she has lots of call center experience. And she's somebody that if we have a question on an order or something, she's just as likely to pick up the phone and call you. She's likely to pick up the phone and call you. Well, you know, Irene, we're out of purple, but I have blue. What do you think about blue? You're likely to talk with her more, I think, than maybe you talk with the other girls who are a little bit more introverted. This one's more extroverted, so it'll be interesting. You know, I know she's very, very excited about the prospect of working with you. I've described you all and told her what fun people you are. And, you know, I don't know if any of you have ever worked in a call center. I've worked in a call center, but I've never been the one on the phone. However, I was the VP of Human Resources for a call center, and I can tell you that it's not always an easy environment. People who call into call centers are usually not calling in to say they love their world. They have a problem. And in many cases, they can be hard to get along with. So they can be kind of ornery to the person on the phone sometimes. Well, she has years and years of doing that. So the opportunity to be able to talk with friendly, happy people and be able to, just meet people's needs, first point, first contact satisfaction sort of thing. She's just elated at the idea of being able to do that. So, like I said, I think you guys are going to like Katrina. We'll see. Will be something different. Ashley has been fabulous. You guys know how brokenhearted I was that she was leaving.
To come and be your work experience.
Oh, you come right on over, Catherine. I'll put you to work. I can make a good cup of tea. We'll have you bring some more Marie Antoinette tea over with you, and away we go. All right. So I'm going to add a few pieces of my chipboard on here. I'm actually going to kind of overlap my chipboard. It's one of the things I like about this is they kind of do some non-traditional things with this kit. I'm going to take this one called the Sea, and I'm going to overlap that to where a little bit of my yellow shows around it, but I'm actually kind of hanging it off the edge there, which I think is pretty cool. All right. And I do so love that Marie Antoinette tea. It is so good. Do you know if you go to buy that over here, it's like $30 a box for 10 tea bags. Yikes. Okay. All right, I'll look forward to seeing them, Roberta. Okay, so one thing I wish Graphic 45 would do, they probably won't be listening to this since I'm really just kind of making their kit, but just in case anybody from G45 is out there listening, one thing I really wish they would do is in their chipboard pieces, they give you all these gorgeous, large, wonderful pieces. I wish they'd give us more of these, more little pieces too. Oops. I wish they'd give us more little pieces because I end up having to choose where to use the little ones. And so here is my first mermaid card. Now, you'll notice on my first sample, I actually put another piece of chipboard over the hole to the tag. I didn't do that here because I want to be able to choose where to use those because I ran out before I wanted to. Oh my gosh, really? It's £2 or €2 per box here for 20 tea bags. Oh my gosh, Catherine. All right, so that was our first one. Let's do another. Boy, I love these. Okay, let's see what we got here. This one, we are using the same paper, but I don't have a big enough piece left that I can find which one it is. We're going to get the Steampunk Splash paper out. Get another card blank, obviously, here. Does that lady happen to be on that one? No, she doesn't. Okay, we're going to get the Steampunk Splash out. I answered that survey. I just didn't think to tell them I want more little pieces. Let's see. There's my one I want. That's Steampunk Splash. We're going to use that in the background. I want one of these dotted ones. We're going to get this one. And then I need a piece of that orange, but I still have some right here. We'll use for that. And I think that takes care of my papers, other than I need the image of the mermaid. So let's find her. Because we're doing a lot of layering on these cards, we use up a very large part of this paper pack. All right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut out the mermaid, and I'm going to cut it out at the green edge. Sometimes I like to leave a little of the extra color around, but since we're going to layer this on top of the orange dot here on top of the Ocean Quest paper, I'm just cutting it even with the green edge of my mermaid. Okay, and I'm going to layer this on here, leaving a little edge around it. And so I'm going to glue that down. Oh, jury duty coming up, Mary. I've got jury duty coming up in the spring. They sent me a summons, and I talked about not feeling well, and they postponed it. I hope that by then I'll be doing well.
I have a question from Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. To the G45 project, making the wine glass into the candle holder with the snow scene. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I saw that one. I also saw one recently where they were making their own ink box. We just might have to try that. I think we have a bunch of G45 fans in this group. What do you think, honey?
One or two.
I love G45. I'm just having such good fun. Such good fun with it. Okay, let's get our background piece of this Steampunk Splash going. Now, in the Steampunk Splash, once again, my card is 5.5. So I'm going to cut my layering paper to 5 1/4. I really just love those corals. And then you have little gears interspersed in the corals. But the color of this is just really good. It is excellent quality, isn't it, Irene? And I love, a lot of companies say that their papers coordinate, but G45 papers really do coordinate extremely well. You can use any two papers in the pack together and they're going to look good together. Okay, so we've got our background laid down. Now on this one, we're going to put down some foam squares or foam tape. And you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it, but we do want to. Oh, thank you so much, Catherine. You're so sweet. It makes me feel good since I actually designed that album. It's my gummy scissors. No, it's not a good scissors. My gummy scissors. I'm going to put down some strips of tape here. You could do the same thing with foam squares, but I want you to see.
Hi to Elsie.
Hi, Elsie. Good to see you, friend. I want you to see how we're doing this next little thing here. We're going to do something clever. I know. Clever. What? All right. Okay. I'm going to find, I've got my tape on the back of there, and I'm going to get my little yellow dotted paper. What did I do with that? And I got one out. Didn't I? Maybe I didn't get it out. Thought I did. Huh. Really? That's it. Okay. I am going to cut myself some, in fact, I think I'll just, use one of these strips. It's about the right size. On the back of this is seahorse borders. I'm just going to take one of those seahorse borders. I'm actually using the yellow side of it. And I'm going to cut myself some 2-inch strips out of that. I might make this one a little bit longer. I think I'll make 1 2.5. Maybe 1 2.25. Just to remind myself to stagger them a bit. I'm going to take the 3 of these, and I'm going to cut a notch out of them. I could do these individually too. I'm going to cut a notch out of them to give this kind of the appearance of being a ribbon with tails. So I cut a notch out of the 3 of them. I'm going to get my mermaid lady here. I'm going to peel my foam tape on the back here just to make it easy. I don't think I'll foam tape all of it quite yet. And I'm going to, oh, I still didn't peel off the one I needed. Okay, I'm going to add this little ribbon coming out the side of my topper. My first little ribbon will be at the very top of my topper. My next one will be just below that. Maybe leave just a little space. And I want this one to be just a tad shorter than the last. And then I'll make a 3rd one coming out. And it'll be longer again. Now I'll take my topper, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this down. Center out about, I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch from the edge of my card, and centered top to bottom. Next, I'm going to get a couple of my chipboard cogs. And they used a big one, and they used a medium-sized one. I'm going to get my inking pad out here, inking sheet. I'm going to use direct-to-paper method, and I'm going to color these, just rubbing the ink pad across them. This is safe to do with these really nice G45 ink pads because they have felt instead of foam. Sometimes when you do direct to paper with cheaper ink pads like like the hunky dory ones, the foam rolls and ruins your ink pad if you do direct to paper, but you can do that with these. And look at the nice color change in those just by adding this natural linen ink to those. So I'm going to stack those cogs up. And I'm going to glue them in place. Leave the hole in the middle together. You see a little bit of ink residue there. Don't worry about that. This is going to dry clear. Oops, you know what? I should have put this cog down first, so it doesn't quite fit where it's supposed to. But what I'm going to do is chipboard, so I'm going to make it fit. I'm just going to cut a little edge off there and make it fit in my available space, since I kind of messed up a little bit. But that's fine. It looks good there. Okay, so I'm going to put my modified chipboard right down here in the corner. I won't tell if you won't. All right, so let's glue that in place. Tell you what, this Cosmic Shimmer really holds. It kind of slid just a little bit off center. I was going to change that. It's not changing. It's already stuck, which is fine. Okay, so we've got that going for us. Now, I'm going to find my chipboard sheet again, which is over here. Hello. I'm going to use this little tag with a fish. And I'm going to put that down here. I think I'll kind of, this time, I think I'll kind of put it askew a little bit. Just kind of lean it, because I think that'll look good. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to get one of these octopus, a little square octopus. I'm going to put him up in the corner, kind of hanging over the edge again. Hello. Okay, and we only have one thing left to do, and that is we need a piece of our orange paper. Excuse me. I'm gonna look and see. Hi, Mary G. Okay. I'm going to look and see. This might actually be off the border sheet. I think it is. Okay, let me go to my paper pack. And I need to find my border sheet. It's one that has just a whole sheet of wonderful borders. Where are you hiding?
Right there. Stop. Turn the paper over.
Thank you. Yep. I want the words, "The sea is calling," out of this border. So I'm just going to reach right up here into the middle of that paper. And I'm going to clip "The sea is calling me." And I must go. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to put a tiny piece of foam tape on the edge of that. because it's going to be hanging over quite a bit, and I want it supported. And I'm going to put this piece kind of hanging over my third tab there. I'll put it on so that, there we go. With our second mermaid card. Aren't they beautiful, guys? Aren't these cards just magnificent? Boy, I love them. Okay, that's 2 done. Let's do a seahorse card. We will have, after we finish the seahorse, we will have done the 3 styles of cards that they gave us. Then we just are kind of modifying using different papers, but kind of doing the same technique with some of our others. Okay, this time, make sure I don't already have a piece cut that's got the right image. But I don't believe I do. Okay. Here's my seahorse. It's on the sheet called Voyage Beneath the Sea. By the way, you get like 6 of those images. If you really, really love the seahorse, you can make a lot of seahorses. This time, I want, there's this beautiful plaid, and I want the beautiful blue shell and the plaid. Here's the plaid. This is on Neptune's Adventure.
Carol asks what size cards you're using.
5.5-inch cards, Carol. 5.5-inch square. That's what comes in the kit. We're using a graphic 45 kit today. It's $35 and it comes with everything you need. Like I said, but the exception is you might want an ink pad. You don't have to use theirs. I do love theirs. They're great. Okay, we're going to use some of this. Oh, actually, we can take that right off the back of our seahorse paper. So the other paper I want is on the back of here. And then I just noticed I also want a border off of this sheet. So let's grab that border. Excuse me. Okay. We're going to, this is the border I want right at the bottom.
Betty made her first waterfall card.
Oh, wow. Those are fun. Waterfall cards are beautiful. Do you guys remember when we did the Beatrice Potter set? Chicken of the Sea's offering $1 million if you can document a real life mermaid. I somehow think it might be a challenge, but you know, maybe not. Maybe somebody's got footage. I'm going to cut this seahorse out. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of the rope this time. There's kind of a rope pattern between the images. I think I'll give it just a little bit of that because it's pretty next to the blue. The green rope is pretty. It didn't last time. This time I'm going to give it a little bit. Okay. Oops, I missed that. I need some yellow dot too. Where's my yellow dotted paper? I already have one cut. Where's the yellow dots? I know I have some right there. I'm going to layer this seahorse onto some of this yellow dotted paper. Love this yellow dotted paper with this. I need to keep that handy. I need that again. Okay. And Oh, Elsie, you're so sweet. I feel bad because I haven't sent birthday cards to anybody this year. It has been a busy, busy year, and I do apologize for that. We got our Christmas cards out, but I haven't sent any birthday cards. So you guys send me birthday cards then. I'm behind. Okay. Brenda says that the mermaids hang out with the Yetis.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm from Oregon here. We believe in Bigfoot. Bryce is raising his eyebrows at me again. I love to watch those Finding Bigfoot movies and stuff on TV. Like these full-grown men out in the woods howling and knocking on tree branches. It amuses me. It's not at all unusual for me to be channel surfing. I see something like that and I stop. At Nessie. Dartmouth says it Nessie. Okay, I guess I better have a card blank to work on. That would be a good start, don't you think? Thank you, Thelma. It's good that you remind me of that. Because there should be no guilt. Because you're right, we do what we do for each other because we're friends and we love each other. And there should be no guilt over what we can and can't get done.
Hi to Kim.
Hi, Kim. Oh, we're having such fun, Kim. We're doing steampunk cards. And I think steampunk is you love it or you hate it. I must admit, my husband does not like the steampunk cards. But Margie went totally wild when she saw them. Margie bought the kit. Because she thought they were just gorgeous. So it's, you either like steampunk or you don't like steampunk. It's just some do and some don't. I happen to be one of the do. Okay, I'm going to cut out of this one. How big do I want that to be? That's a pretty wide border around there. I'm going to say that is about 4.75 inches. That's what mine's going to be. So 4 3/4 inches. And that looks just about right, doesn't it? The seashells are directional. The little roundish part should be up. My son saw Bigfoot one night when he lived in your neighborhood. Oh, yes. Okay. Tell me, you crack me up. Okay, I've glued my 2 layers, my 4.75 and my 5 1/4 inch layers onto my card base. Now I'm going to take my orange border and I'm just going to glue this side to side about 1 1/4 inches up from the bottom. Okay. And I'll put that right in there. Trim off the extra. You guys can see I don't measure a whole lot. I mean, I measure on my trimmer, but I don't measure a whole lot otherwise. I'm going to put some foam tape on my seahorse and make him stand up a little bit. So let's get that paper around here. Kim, I'm doing that right now. I am working. You know, fashion just never has been. You probably can tell by. You probably can tell, just let me say that fashion, especially high fashion, has just never been my thing. It just never has. But I am making a Dippity-saurus. I am making the Couture Card Kit from G45. And I have to say, I only have one card most of the way done. I think I'm going to like it when I'm finished. But that's my stretch. I felt like the fact that it's not my thing doesn't mean other people wouldn't enjoy it. So I went ahead and picked up the card kits and thought, we're going to do a class in these. And I just started working on it. And I have to say, it's going to turn out really pretty. But it's my stretch. It's not the kind of thing I would choose to work on normally. But I think it's going to turn out fun. So I'm going to put my seahorse here, and my seahorse, even though we just kind of eyeballed it and cut it, comes out the same size. It comes out that 4 3/4 that our background paper did. We're going to get some of our gears. We're going to ink them up again. This time we're going to use the more detailed gears, a big one and one of the smaller ones. I really like these gears. I wish we could buy these, but they are discontinued and no longer available. But I do think they're fun. The colors are so happy, Irene. You are right. And you just can't look at a man riding a fish without having to smile a little, you know? Catherine, tell me, are you planning your next escapade with he who shall have no name? Oh, you guys crack me up. So easy to change the colors, isn't it? We'll make a mess of your desk, though, if you don't have a blotter paper underneath.
Alma says, he who has no name, we're going to go hunt for a real mermaid.
Okay. I'm going to put these a little higher this time. I ended up having to add extra elements last time because I didn't put them high enough. So I'm going to put these on a little higher this time. Oh, you guys are fun. A little glue on the back. I'm going to put this pretty much towards the side and I'll overlap that strip just a bit, just get it a little more balanced this time. And put that one there. Now, they used, we used one of these little, whoops, there it is, fell in the right place. We used one of these little punch outs of a gear and Sea of Wonders down below here. This one looks pretty in the middle of that gear with the brown on it, and I put this chipboard right on top. It looks really pretty against that brown. And this one goes in the middle of the small gear. And then on one of these papers, I have to figure out which one. Oh yeah, this one. This one that I like with the coral. It has some nice size starfish we're going to fussy cut one of those starfish out. Now, starfish really are easy to cut. I know you don't like fussy cutting. Some of you. Some of you are like me. You don't mind fussy cutting at all. But I know there are those among you who say, fussy cutting? What? I'm not doing that. A starfish is really easy to fussy cut, guys. Shaken, not stirred.
Well, it's in reference to Catherine's. She thinks Thelma and Glenn will be the stars of the next James Bond movie.
Oh, well, that will be fun. I would watch that movie. What's it going to be rated, though? Don't answer that. We'll get in trouble with YouTube. We're supposed to be a general audience's channel. So how many of you guys are working on your card challenge? I've seen a couple of you. I would pay money to watch that movie. Me too, Catherine. Okay, got my little starfish. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put just a little ink on my starfish. Just a little bit. I'm going to kind of just give him just a light inking to kind of darken his color. Just a little bit.
Irene says she's almost done with hers. Betty's working on hers. Mary T's working on hers.
I'm proud of you guys for following through on this. That's great. Boy, it sure is beautiful. I can't wait to see your creations. The paper pack is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. I'm going to put this little starfish right here between the two gears. And their card is finished. Isn't it pretty? You know what I'm forgetting, though? I forgot the insides of all these. We'll go back and do them. I forgot the insides of all these. We'll go back and do them. I'll show you how they're doing them. All right. I knew things were going too fast. We'll go back and do them now.
Charlotte's
Okay.
working on hers.
This time, we want the diving helmet.
Mary T loves the paper pack.
Oh, that paper pack is just spectacular. Really, really good. Okay, for this one, I need the diving helmet. I'm going to cut that out. And I'm just cutting along the green line for the diving helmet because it's going to get matted on our yellow polka dot. One good thing about the fact that I didn't do the insides yet is that we can do all of our cards on the outside and then use the paper because everything coordinates. We can use the papers we have left to do the insides. So actually, I think that's good. If you do all the insides as you do the cards, sometimes you don't have as much of, the things you really like left as you might like to have to do your cards. And it doesn't matter so much. Yes, we're going to see all of the challenge projects.
That's on February 11th.
10th. Yeah, they're due on the 10th, and we'll show them on the 11th, I believe is what it says.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I took my diving helmet. I mounted it on that yellow polka dot again. Isn't that pretty? It really sets it off. We're going to look for the orange shells. Paper, I don't think we've used that one yet. I don't believe, oh, here is some orange shells. Nope, it's not going to be big enough though. Gotta go get a fresh sheet. Okay, let's find the orange shells. There it is. It's called Mermaid Melody. And we're going to cut a 5 1/4 inch piece of that. Sometimes I like to look at the back of the cardstock and see if there's a particular area I want to cut or don't want to cut, but these were all large images, so I'm going to lose something no matter what. Okay, we're going to get our green. We only need a little bit of the green, so I think we can make that happen using some scraps here. I'm going to cut these flags to be 3/4 of an inch wide. And I think I'll do the same thing I did last time. I kind of liked having 3 different lengths to work with. So I'm going to do 2, 2 1/2, 2 3/4 maybe. I'm going to stack those all up. My eyeballing my 3 1/4 was a little bit off, but that's okay. They don't have to be exact. They just have to be pretty. Okay, I'm cutting a notch one direction. I'm cutting a notch up from the other corner. Now we have our little ribbon ends on them. This time I'm going to do this right. Wouldn't that just be a change? Let's get our gears and let's put our gears down on our paper before we put our topper on. And that way we will not have to cut our gears to fit.
Adeline's also working on her challenge kit.
Excellent. Now, you are going to want to make sure you take really good pictures, guys. One of the ways that, most cameras on your cell phones now have really good cameras on them. And one of the ways I think you end up getting good pictures is you don't try necessarily to zero in really close on the card. You kind of take the card picture from a little ways higher, and then you use that crop function to come in and get the card close up. And most of the cell phones also have an edit function where you can intensify the colors. Don't not do it just because I'm making it sound complicated. It really isn't complicated at all. But if you're comfortable trying that, I know my iPhone has an edit function where I hit edit and I can crop in on my photo. And then there's just a little, it looks like a wand. I click on that wand and it makes my colors brighter. It really makes, because they can kind of get washed out when you take a picture. And when you use that little wand, it kind of brightens the colors up a little bit. And that it can really make the difference in your photo. Okay, so we better have a card to start with here. You could be part of the challenge, Catherine. You just make some cards you'd like us to see and we'll show them at the same time. How's that? Okay, I'm going to just glue down my background sheet. Same with Elsie. If you want to participate, Elsie, and send a couple cards to be shown during the challenge, just email them to me and we'll show them. Okay, I'm going to stack these two up.
Say hi to Pam.
Hi, Pam. Good to see you. Good to see you, friend. I am loving these steampunk cards, guys. I just really, really do. I hope you guys like them. But I'm having great fun with this.
Charlotte's going to mail her challenge cards.
Okay. All right. I'm going to glue this down in the corner. I don't think I got it straight. Let's see if I can still move it a little. There we go. I'm going to glue this down into the corner this time. And to make things fit better, what I'm going to do here is I'm still going to lay down my rows of my tape, but the row that is closest to the gears isn't going to go clear to the bottom. And that will allow some room to pass there. Yeah, see, now it fits right over the top nicely. Okay. And we're going to put our flags in just like we did before, because now we're working on our second cards in each design, right? The kit makes 6, and then I have 2 more inspiration cards for you. So I'm taking off my tape. I'm going to start at the top. I kind of have to do this almost from the front. I'm going to start at the top with one of my 2-inch pieces. I'm going to put my flag right out from the side at the top. Then I'm going to get one and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter next. And then I'm going to use my third one. I'm going to make it longer again. Just so they're staggered a little bit. These are a little bit wider than the ones I used last time. Last time I just cut a strip off of my border sheet, and those were about a 1/2 inch. These are 3/4, so they are a little longer. I'm going to get my chipboard sheet and pull a couple fun pieces of chipboard. We have this mermaid. It has her hands up in her hair. And we're going to get this octopus. We're going to kind of put him on an angle at the top here. And we're going to get this octopus. And we're going to put him up at the very top. Can you, Debbie, explain to Elsie what the challenge is? We created, Elsie, the group asked me to come up with a kit that would be for them, which was not something that I was designing for them, but just a kit of beautiful supplies that they could, yes, the kit sold out because it really was beautiful. I managed to, I did too good a job of coming up with beautiful supplies. But I found a beautiful pad of paper and some wonderful embellishments that matched it. And I put together a kit. I did not demonstrate that kit. I sent the kit out to those who wanted to participate, or they purchased it, and we sent it out. And the challenge is to see what people will come up with from, we want to see all the different designs that people come up with using the same materials, and they can make anything they want.
They have to use one of each of the materials,
but they have to use at least a little bit of each of the materials provided in the kit in their final project. So it'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun to see if people make things other than cards. Cards is what we expect to see, but we might see things other than cards too, which would also be fun. Okay, I'm going to cut the word mermaid. I have a better mermaid over here. I'm going to cut this word mermaid out from the yellow paper that's got the words on it. I'm just going to cut out the word mermaid from a scrap of my paper. And I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on the back of it. As soon as I figure out what I did with it again, there it is. Put a little bit of foam tape on the back. What did I do with my sticky scissors? Those are the ones closest to me. Let's see. Putting the foam tape at the left side on the back. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the right side, because this is going to start at the diving helmet and go over and rest on the mermaid tag. They're both the same height, so that works out fun. And there's our finished diving helmet and mermaid card. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I love these. In case I hadn't told you, I think this is a really fun kit. Did I tell you that already? All right. We have two more. Oh, which one do I want to do next? I want to do this one next. Okay, we have two more cards in our 6. Then we'll do the insides, we'll do the envelopes, and we still have challenge cards. We actually are making really good headway, though. We are bopping along here. Oh, look at that. I have just enough of that orange to do this card. Okay, let's see. I need a card blank. I keep moving these. Okay. And I'm going to cut this to be, it's just barely under 5 1/4. I'm using it anyway. I'll just make it just barely under 5 1/4 both directions.
Elsie says, can she see what paper they're using? Maybe she has some she can use.
I would show it to you if I had one here.
Don't have any downstairs.
No, I think we're sold out, Elsie. We completely sold out of the challenge kits.
Do you remember what the color scheme?
Yes, the color schemes were dark green. Help me, guys, those of you who are working on the challenge kit. I have, Sharma. I absolutely have. Burgundy, green, what dark green, what other colors in the challenge kits, guys? Okay, I need a little strip of my yellow dot. See what we've got here. Oh, we have a look at that.
Lavender and green.
Lavender and green, okay. Blue, purple, pink, and green. Okay. I'm going to put a little stripe of my yellow through the middle of this one.
Mary says there's some gray in there.
Okay. We pretty much, oh, and wine. Yeah, wine colored ribbon. In other words, use any color you want, Elsie. The challenge kit paper pack really is beautiful, though. Okay, I'm going to put this through the middle. We're going to get our man riding the fish image, which I have over here. And I cut this one out. Say, well, last time I cut it out, saving a little of the orange around it, but I've already cut out something else and kind of cut into that. So I'm just going to cut it out on the green this time. Oh, and the heart, yeah, we did have heart chipboard in it too. Heart-shaped chipboard. Yeah.
That's acetate.
It was acetate, vellum, and rub-ons.
And almost says velour and rub-ons.
I don't think we had velour, but we did have rub-ons. Okay, I'm going to put this, I'm going to back this actually with some orange, just to make this a little bit sturdier. Last time I just used one layer, but I have some orange right here. I'm going to back this with just a light border of orange, just to make this a little sturdier before I put it up on his foam tape. Which happens to be the back of this piece of paper we took the man on the fish from. There we go. All right, we need some chipboard pieces.
Pam loves the colors in this kit.
I love the colors in this kit too, Pam. I do. Okay, this time we're using the Wonder Tag. We're using the Seahorse. We're going to use one of these little rounds. We're going to use the tag that says Ocean. And we're going to use a couple of our gears. We're going to slide these over just a little bit, grab our coloring mat again, find our sprockets. There they are. We're going to, this time, we're using 2 sprockets that are pretty much the same size. I'm going to use a solid, and we're going to use a little one. The title of the paper pack was called The Inner Peace. And it was by Studio Light, who's actually a European company.
And they can use other things from their stash.
Oh, absolutely. You can use anything else from your stash. It's just the challenge participants had to use a little bit, at least some, of everything in the kit. They could make a card, they could make a box, they could make a album, they could make anything they wanted. Alrighty. Let's assemble this. Let's put our foam tape on the back of our man riding the fish. It just amuses me so much. I can't help it, guys. I just get amused. Okay. Would you turn the coffee maker on for me, would you please? Okay. Here we go. You guys realize we're already on card number 5. Been at this for an hour and 20 minutes, including our intro time. And we're on project number 5 of 6 in the kit, but I'm going to show you a little bit more. Of course, the fact that we cheated and didn't do the inside saved us a little bit of time, but we're going to go back and do those. Okay, I'm sliding this Wonder tag slightly under my glue on there. I'm going to put this seahorse in the upper corner with that little gear in the center of it. And it's going to get a little bit of foam tape on the side of it to hold it up. Don't need those scissors for that. To hold it up to the level of the topper. And then it will rest on the topper so that it fits really nicely, just like that. I like that. That looks good. So I'm going to peel the foam tape here, put a little bit of glue down the side here so it'll catch on my topper. And we're going to put this slightly above and to the left of our topper. I'm going to take my sprocket and I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on the lower corner because it's kind of resting over the top of the topper too. So I'm going to add a little foam tape to the lower corner of that. And then add some glue. And I will rest my sprocket in this corner, but it will lay evenly because it has foam tape in the corner. I'm going to put my ocean tag. No way, it almost seems wasteful to cover up that whole sprocket there, but that's what they do in their pattern, and that's what we're doing, is doing the graphic 45 version of that. I do think in order to let more of my gear show, I'm going to move that slightly to the left. And there's our man riding the fish card. Finished, except for the inside. We have one left to do. This one, we're going to use the paper that is blue words on the back. I don't think we've used that yet. We're going to use a piece of this border sheet, and we're just going to trim a little piece across here, a little 1/2-inch strip to be our enhancement to our card there. We're going to go back to our paper pack. We're going to find the blue words. And actually, it's kind of images, not words. We're getting the blue images, and we need another of the orange shells. I don't have any pieces large enough there. That's not large enough, so we'll get another of the orange shell pieces out. There it is. And this will work out fine because I'm going to take this diver out of this piece, and then I can cut my large piece out of here too, leaving just a little orange on the border as I cut out my diver. Okay, I have my diver. I want a little piece of my yellow words. And these words kind of go every which direction, so I'm not sure it's absolutely directional, but I'm going to put my diver. Let's see how wide I made that. This is 2 inches wide and 4 3/4 long. Let's just cut one of those. 2 inches wide, 4 3/4 long. So we have this piece, we've got our diver. We want 5 1/4 of this one. This one's called Wild Wild Waves. This is our background, so it's going to be 5 1/4. We need a card blank. Card blank out here. This is our last card blank, which is appropriate since we are finishing up. I need my orange piece to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. It's not going to be quite wide enough. Let me see if I can use that anyway. Would have been easier to use if I hadn't just torn it in the corner. I'm going to actually just save a little paper this time by making this one 4 1/4 instead of 4 3/4. I think it'll look good. I just lay it out and see if I'm going to like it. Yeah, I think it's going to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Sometimes when I'm close, I just hate to cut up another piece of paper if I can. If I can jump in and just change it just a little. Okay. Here's my 5 1/4 inch layer. I think I'm going to, I don't know how.
It the other way, so the bigger border's on the bottom.
I don't want to do that because this piece fits on top of there. But what I can do, oh, sometimes I think I'm clever.
Don't scare them.
All right, so I'm going to take my 4 1/4 that is not quite big enough to center on there. I'm going to go towards the right with it, and I'm going to give it equal borders on the sides, the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to take this piece that used to lay across there, and I'm going to finish off that space.
When are you making the treasure box that matches this kit?
I'm not sure yet. I got to get the calendar laid out, Mary. I do have a couple more projects I want to get in there, kind of seasonal, but it won't be long because I'm really into doing that. It won't be too long.
Velma asks, how long does the chat stay on after you sign out?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think it lasts very long. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Whoops. I missed something though. Fortunately, I caught it in time. I need to put my glue on here. This is going to be 5 1/4. I forgot to put down my little 1/2 inch strip, which should have gone under these. So I'll pop this in here. There we go. Now, put that back down. And we'll take, I think I'm going to put him on some foam tape this time. This doesn't have a lot of dimension on that side of the card. So let's give it a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more. Now, I'm not sure I had enough width to do.
Pink is coming.
I'm not sure I had enough width to do 2 wide strips. So I'm going to do several smaller strips down. Not wide enough. Look at that. Fits in there just right. See if I can manage not to cut off my paper while I'm cutting and foam. There. Sharma says it hurts me to see Cherie Filamahala, who is the presenter for G45 on the YouTube channel, cut into a whole piece of paper to fussy cut out a little image. I will alter my pattern sometimes to save that extra bit of paper because, you know, we love paper. We don't want to waste it. Okay, I've got to color these. It'd probably been best to just do all of my sprockets at one time, but that would be far too reasonable for some of us. See how nicely that works? That just slick as a whistle. That one didn't give me a lot to hang on to, so I just patted it. Okay, I'm going to put that one up there. I'm going to put this one down here. Now, I'm going to go to my chipboard. We're doing a good job of using our chipboard up on this project, aren't we? I'm going to put this image here, and we're using the square gear in the middle of this one. And then we need a fish. Now this fish actually is fussy cut out of one of the borders. That's a smaller one. There's a bigger one. Let's look for a scrap that's got that fish. We find one. I know I took it last time out of a piece of this border, but like you guys said, I don't want to cut the whole thing up just to get that little fish. I may just wait because I'm going to have a piece of that border left over when we alter our other one. So we'll come back and put that fish in place. We don't want to cut up a whole sheet to get to that fish. So we're going to glue our sprocket here. Glue our layer here. Glue our sprocket. I've always heard these called gears, but I know that in lots of places they call them sprockets. That's what the packaging says to these, that they were sprockets. What's the difference between a gear and a sprocket? Is there any difference? I don't know, maybe you know. Okay, we're going to wait to put on our fish. The fish goes right here. And we'll wait to put that little fish there when we have a piece of scrap we can cut it out of. Okay, let's go ahead and start decorating the inside of these. This one wants a piece of the blue pattern. What we could do is go ahead and do our inspiration cards first. Let's maybe do that. Let's do our inspiration cards before we do the centers of these, for the reason I already said, that we can use anything on the insides. So let's take a look at the two that were not in the G45. These are two that I just created because I loved the images that were left and I wanted to use them. Let's do this one first. That will also give me a chance to get my fish that I want out of this border. So I'm going to take I do have something I need, honey. There's 5x7 cards sitting. Oh, wait, maybe I have one. I have one. That's a really lightweight one, but it'll work. Okay, I am going to cover this card using my orange words paper. I'm sure I don't have a piece that large. This has got to be a 5x7. Okay, I'm going to cover my card with this.
Good night, Stephanie.
Good night, Stephanie. I'm going to use my tape for this one. Because I'm not pre-cutting it, I'm going to lay it down on top of my card and trim around it. Okay, so I've got my tape down, expose my tape. And this is directional paper, so I'm going to make sure it's right side up. Lay that down on my card blank. I'm going to flip it over and cut around the outside. Fastest way to cover a card right there. All set and ready to go there. Next, I want to go to that main image on the first page of our kit, which is this one. And you can see how big this image is, and that's why I had to alter it. We are going to use this image on a 5x7 card. But it's an 8-inch image on a 5x7 card. How are we going to do that? However will we do it? The suspense is mounting.
Good night, Elsie.
Good night, Elsie. We're going to cut this image down in a way that nobody's going to be able to tell we did it. Leaving a little of the green around it because it's beautiful. Now, the question is, how much of this image can I take out on the bottom without getting into my fish? And the answer is, I can take 1.5 inches out. I don't want to cut off that fish's tail, though. So I'm going to slice this right I'm going to slice this right here, about 1/4 inch. It's about 1.5 inches from the bottom of my paper. So I'm going to take the last 1.5 inches off of my image. Let's see. And then, no, did I do it wrong? Maybe I did it wrong. I'd have to do it again.
I think you cut that border down so it was just the green part.
No, I didn't.
Just the words. Oh, no.
I'm going to take this inside part out. So I have just the frame left. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I need one of these fish. Can I take one of those fish off of there? Yes, I can. I'm going to take this piece of my border out because I want that fish I'm going to be covering up anyway. And I'm going to cut that a little close. It'll be all right. I'm going to glue this frame right there. What that's going to do is you are not going to be able to see that I took bunch out because I'm going to match this piece to my frame. Right there. And trim this extra little bit off the bottom. So put just a little glue right at the top of that. And starting over here, I am going to come over here. I'm going to match to my frame. So I'm coming in just a tiny bit under the fish. I'll trim off this extra piece here that I still have on the bottom. And what I have is a frame that has been altered that will now be a very nice fit for my 5x7 card. So I'm slicing it off, I'm matching my frame, taking out the extra piece. Now I still don't have all those beautiful vines that used to be at the end of this, but it's just kind of hard to use that 8-inch piece. So I'm creating a smaller topper out of it. I'm going to go ahead and get a piece. I need a piece of this blue that's wide enough to go side to side. Look right there. That's almost perfect. Let's just trim the little snag that has on the side. Trim the edge piece off. I love being able to use all these little pieces. I'm going to take my card and I'm going to glue this on side to side. Right at the center. I get to save that little puss that was on the back. I keep him because I can use him on one of my envelopes. I'm going to put some foam tape on this one. Foam tape, foam squares, it doesn't matter what you're using for some of this, guys. When I have big pieces like this, I do enjoy using the tape, but you don't have to use the tape. You can use larger foam squares. You can use a lot of smaller squares. We do have that 1/2-inch tape that we just put back in the store this week for some of these projects. It's very useful. Okay, peel my tape here. Oops. This is the same technique that keeping the frame and cutting the center out of the image to make an image smaller. It's the same technique we used in the Let It Snow kit. Remember that? We used that a couple times. It's very useful. I'm going to do, I love this saying on this piece of chipboard. It says, "Wonder is the beginning of wisdom." I like that. I'm going to put that here in the corner, and I'm going to put Voyage. Oh, that's actually a tag, or just a piece of this. So I'm going to cut this Voyage beneath the sea. This is above the seahorses.
Hi to Annette.
Hi, Annette. We're making steampunk cards. They're really, really fun. Super fun to do. I'm going to put this on a little piece of yellow. And I have some little scraps here that are just right. I'm going to glue this down and cut around it. Let's put this on a little piece of yellow. This is one of our inspiration cards. It's a 5x7. We've done all 6 of the kit cards. We still need to do the insides. And I want to show you what they did with the envelopes. I don't think we have to do all the envelopes together, but I'll show you what they did. Okay, and we're going to put this on a little foam tape. Good thing we're almost done. I'm running out of foam tape. I have more, but I know where I can get more. Okay. Oh, I love the colors in the Steampunk kit. They're just fabulous. And I love the way these cards come out. We'll take a look at them here in a minute. Oh, I saved that fish. Now, what did I do with that fish I saved a minute ago?
Probably threw it away.
I hope I didn't, but I might have. I saved that little fish out of my frame. There it is. There it is. We got to put that on our other card. Okay, I'm putting Voyage beneath the sea up here. I'm putting a little foam tape on the back of this tag. And I'm putting Wonder is the beginning of wisdom at the corner here. And we have this wonderful altered to make it fit 5x7 card out of that 8-inch image. So there we go. That one's done. I have one more here. And then we've just got a little bit of housekeeping to do our envelopes and our... We're going to be able to use a lot of these scraps for our envelopes and the insides, so that's going to be fun. Okay, I'm going to measure my card here because I actually just created this out of a bigger card. This is going to be 3 3/8 wide by 7 3/8 long. How I came up with that, I don't know. 3 3/8 wide by 7 3/8 long. That's just what I came up with. If you're wondering what I'll use for an envelope, well, I can use my DL envelope. If I want to, I can cut a piece of cardstock that's 4x8 to kind of fill the void in my envelope so my envelope doesn't look wanky around my card. Or I can make an envelope for it. Whatever I want to do. Oh, I got lots of little scraps here. Let's get rid of those. Didn't get rid of my fish. Nope. I'm still worrying about my fish. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to use that gorgeous plaid for this. So let's see what we have for a piece of that plaid. It's really hard because I love the other side of this too. Okay. And 3 3/8 would mean this needs to be 3 1/8 inches wide by 7 1/8 inches long. Well, that should be a good fit. I'm going to let the white show around it a little bit. I'll go ahead and glue that down. Then I need to find my border sheet. Just little 1/8" borders around there. There we go. Little 1/8" borders around it. Now I've got a border sheet going here. Okay, let's see. I can find.
On the bottom.
Yes, it is. Except that the border I wanted, I cut. So I think I'll use a different border sheet because I really do like that border here. Okay, the borders are on Deep Blue Dreams. I want this fish border. And I'm going to cut it right along that border, right at the blue. Which leaves me 2 pretty borders at the bottom here, which we can use. I'm going to make this 3 1/8 inches wide. I'm going to glue this in place. I'm going to cut out my tall mermaid, wherever she may be. Hope I kept one of those. Not on there. It's not on there. Where is my tall mermaid piece? I just have to look through all these again. Let's see. I know they have a tall mermaid. You know, each time you go through and you do things in a different order, you can have different pieces left. Or if you cut one side of the paper versus another side of the paper, you can have different pieces left. There's my stamp sheet I wanted on this one. I still have one of those. I still have one of those. So much paper left. How could it be possible I don't have that mermaid? It could be possible, though, depending on how I cut it. Well, this might end up being a seahorse. Oh, look there! There she is! Last piece of paper I checked. I would have been disappointed if I didn't have it, but I would have survived and gone on to make something else. But good night, Pam. Check out these cards, Pam. They'll make you happy. Okay. All right. So glad we found her. I like this mermaid a lot. I'm going to show you her tail. Her tail is made in steampunk. In fact, the whole bottom of her body is made in steampunk. The image here. Okay. So glad we found her. All right. So let's see. I thought I set out my stamp. Did I? I probably
set out the stamp sheet. I think you probably
shuffled it right back in. Okay. Only need one of these little images on the stamp border. I'm going to take that one. One little stamp. I want the sea is calling and I must go for the top. That's good. Okay. I'm going to need a little gear. You know, I think these little gear packs are slightly different in every collection. I had one left over last time. I'll just use a different one. I need to color that.
Good night to Betty.
Oh, who's Jackie? Annette? I want to see that steampunk picture. That'd be fun. Okay, I'm going to put my mermaid on next. This will be 8 cards we've finished, guys. And we're going to take a very quick look at how to do the insides and the envelopes, and we will be done. We're only 2 hours in. We've made 8 cards. Can you believe it? Okay.
Jackie is her daughter, Oliver's mom.
Oh, okay. Now, Oliver I know. I just didn't know Jackie. Well, tell Jackie I said hello, and she's raising a very sweet son. I really like Mr. Oliver. He makes me happy. Actually, since it's a plain gear, I think I'll cover more of it than I do with some of them. That looks good. I'm going to glue that down here in the corner.
Irene says her friend's granddaughter had her at Halloween and they both dressed in steampunk.
Oh, that sounds cute. Okay, there it is. The sea is calling and I must go. That's our steampunk mermaid. Now on this one, I took, oops, that wasn't as long as I thought it was. I took one of my longer scraps. I don't have a lot of long scraps here. Yeah, there's one. I think it's probably the same one I used last time. It is. I'm going to cut this. I give a lot of latitude on how much room I leave inside. So I use a 2 3/4 inch piece of paper. I'm just going to leave a nice big border inside. And I'm going to go ahead and how much do I need up here? I'm going to go ahead and cut this to go inside my card. It's just one of my scraps I have sitting here. I'm going to put this inside. Oh, get that straight. I'm going to go back to my stamp sheet and I'm going to get 3 of these stamps. To go on the inside. Which is almost a perfect fit. I'm going to put it towards the top, I think. last time. Well, I put it towards the top last time too. And now I have a decorated inside for my custom mermaid card. So she's done. I'm not going to worry about the envelopes for the two custom cards. Let's just look at what they're doing on the envelopes for the main cards. We can use a lot of these borders, which are really fun. And then we can use a bunch of these labels we have left, which are really fun. So we'll use 1/2 inch to 1 inch pieces on our envelopes. We will just glue a little border across the bottom. Trim it off. Grab a little image. We have this octopus we rescued a minute ago. Let's use him. We'll kind of put him at an angle because he'll look good that way. And this is how we're going to do our envelopes. We're just going to use up some of our scraps and make pretty little bordered envelopes for our cards. Rather than doing 6 of those, because it's not maybe the best use of your time, let me just show you some of the ones I made before. I used I'm really a mermaid, and I'll put this with one of my mermaid cards. I used a little piece of coral in one of my mermaid stamps. I used the Beneath the Sea and just a leftover piece of my orange shell paper. Here's what I did with the octopus last time. He was on the plaid paper. I Love You More Than All the Fish in the Sea, and Voyage, Beneath the Sea. And a lot of these are just right off the border sheet. So that's how we do the envelopes. Let's look at a couple of our other cards here. I didn't put anything inside that one. Let's look. Oh, we still have a fish to cut out. I just found him. Let's cut that fish out. I've worked to first find this fish without cutting up a piece of paper, and then to save him, let's cut this little fish out and put it on our card. Whoever was talking about Sherry Philamahala a while ago, I'm pretty impressed you could spell her name. I think that's a beautiful name. I'm just impressed you could spell it. Just a little light cutting around here. Pretty easy fussy cut. Put a little glue on the back of him. I'm going to have him right here between my gears. And that card is now done. Okay, so let's put something in the middle. Last time I used, doesn't really matter what I used last time, but we have lots of paper left. And once again, if you want to make a bunch of, this might be best saved for the envelopes because that would give us plenty of borders to finish those. if you want to make as many cards as you can and then come in and line them, you absolutely can do that. I'm going to cut up a couple pieces of paper here. My cards were 5.5. And I just like that 1/4-inch border. I'm kind of fond of that measure, so I will put in a 5.25 by 5.25. I think she did 4 3/4 on the inside. That left a lot of border to me. I do like Sherry's videos, though. I like the graphic 45 videos, so I hope it's not too redundant. Sometimes we're doing the same projects they are, but I am working a lot slower than they do, showing all the steps, and I don't have things pre-cut and that kind of thing. Okay. And now we'll look for a label to go on there. We have some nice labels yet. I could use that octopus, but yeah, the word ones are nice to use on the inside, because I think we're less likely to use those outside. Let's see what we have over here. I tell you, oh yeah, here. This is a good one. I have 2 of them. The sea is calling and I must go. I love you more than the fish in the sea. And then I love this one. I'm going to put this one back inside the one with the mermaid with the one with the that kind of looks like Ursula with the octopus. The lower part of her body is the octopus. I think that's just, or on the writing the fish one, either one. Life is infinitely stranger than that which the mind of man could invent. But we got 3 nice labels right here on this one sheet. And we'll pop this inside one. This one goes well with this card we just did, because on the outside it says "Take me to the sea," and on the inside it says "The sea is calling and I must go." Kind of a nice match. But we can use the leftover images, the labels, the words, and just put a okay. Yeah. So just put one of your words and a bordered paper on the inside, and they'll look beautiful. Okay. What kind of questions do you guys have? Questions, comments, pearls of wisdom? I want to find one of these. This is the one we just did. Curiously, what did I use last time? I used yellow paper. I don't have that much of that. Any questions, guys? Anything I can help you with before we finish up here? We did great, didn't we? 8 cards, plus envelopes, plus insides, or at least discussing how to do those, in a little over 2 hours. Don't watch funny videos while drinking coffee. That's a good thought, isn't it? Okay. Anybody have questions, comments? Hey, if you didn't hit that like button yet, mash that like button if you would, please. It'll make me happy. And it tells YouTube we're an okay place to send people. And we like to have new visitors come and join us. So thank you for making Carol feel so welcome. I always appreciate that. And so we have lots and lots of good things coming up. We're going to be doing some albums. We're going to be doing that treasure box, we're going to be doing another winter card. I'm going to do a hunky-dory set, I think, this Thursday. I was supposed to do it recently, and I decided to do that magazine kit instead. But we're going to do this one on Thursday, I think, the winter wildlife. These always make me happy to do. And it's got deer on it, so what's not to love? This could have been a Christmassy scene, but I'm not going to make it Christmassy. I'm going to make it wintry. So this is a perfect time of year for winter cards. So we'll do that on Thursday. Not sure what I'm going to do next Saturday yet, but I'm working on stuff. I have things in the works. See, isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. All right. So, if there are no questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, please be sure and recommend our store and our YouTube channel to your crafty friends. I know most of you do, but I sure would like to continue to see new visitors coming in to join us now and again. And so I think that's it. Tonight, let's see, what's tonight? Tonight's Saturday. Yeah, tonight. Some of you guys caught me. When I put up the specials, I can't see what they're going to look like on the storefront and validate that it's the right products that got in there and that everything's marked down and that kind of thing without making it active. So I made my Sunday special active last night while I was working on getting the special ready to go up for Sunday. I forgot to take it down. So lots of you got in early. But I will, I probably will go in and pop in a few extra things so that those who are looking at it effective at midnight tonight have some fun things that you can be first to see. So I can't believe I left that active. I laid in bed this morning and thought, did I turn that off? Nope. So we have our short quantity Sunday coming up tomorrow. Be sure you check that out. There are going to be some great products. There were already some great products, and there's going to be more great products in there. So we have about 600 items that are one of a kind. Some of them we might restock at some point in time. Others are gone forever. So if you see things in there you like, they're priced right. Most are 50% off. Some are 80% off. All of them are in short quantity. So if you want it, grab it now. It's the last of its kind. And do remember that because these are one-of-a-kind items, it's always possible that something could be out of stock. Be kind and gentle with us if it is, you know. We have a few more out of stocks on these products than we do other things, but it's worth the chance to jump in and get the great bargains you get with these. I hope you guys really liked the Beneath the Sea today. I sure had a good time bringing it to you. And we'll talk soon. Love you. For now, I'm going to say good night, Gracie.